The Commerce Commission, I believe, affects three critical areas in terms of its work. One, of course, is the monitoring of anti-competitive behavior. In fact, in some jurisdictions, you have anti-competitive commissions that are set up specifically. But you monitor anti-competitive behavior, and the idea is to regulate that. The reason why we have monitoring anti-competitive behavior, because if you don't have that type of regulation to monitor anti-competitive behavior, you have a number of issues that will be created within society and the economy at large. And people will have to pay higher prices, poorer services, and of course it does not create robustness within the economy. The second aspect that the Commerce Commission deals with is obviously monitoring of prices. There are certain items in Fiji that are price controlled, and that's done for obvious reasons. Philosophically, there are a number of countries or institutions that are opposed to price control. In Fiji, we have rationalized price control. However, at the same time, there is a need to continue with that. And you have that particular role to play also. Thirdly, the overall role that you do play is in terms of consumer protection, which is obviously essential too. Whilst we have the Consumer Council of Fiji, the Commerce Commission does have a bit more legal authority in terms of monitoring and has overall carry of consumer protection. There are, of course, various areas where there has been no legal framework that you also, delving into. I would like to suggest that these vehicles, as I spoke to the chairman as they're coming up the stage, he told me that they're going to Lambasa and also the Western Division. They've been put to good use. Many of us who live in towns and cities actually forget about sometimes how disempowered people are who live in the rural areas. People who live in settlements, in villages, in the sort of isolated areas, where there may be only one shop. You may actually be having price control items, but they simply don't adhere to the rules or the laws. You need to give protection to the consumers. So these vehicles will be used obviously to monitor that, to also develop relationships with the shopkeepers, with the shop owners. We do not want an antagonistic behavior. We do not want to create antagonism between all the stakeholders. The Commerce Commission is there to play a facilitating role. There are some people who may not necessarily be aware of the rules, and our idea is to get them aware of the rules, and they adhere to the rules. So the idea overall with the Commerce Commission is to play a facilitating role, not an obstructionist role, and at the same time is there to ensure that their ordinary Fijians are not necessarily being denied prices and services that they deserve. And of course, the idea is to create confidence within the economy to would-be entrants into the market. We found telecommunications. If it wasn't for the Commerce Commission, you would not have had the level of competition you have now. It generally is being fight. It's one of the areas that we would love to see a lot more of a level playing field within the banks. We're hoping to work through that in terms of mitigating some of those risks that exist in the financial sector by, as the Prime Minister mentioned about the national street. The same way we have the telecommunications company. If the Commerce Commission is not having the ability to regulate that area, you could have a very major player that exists in the market and disallowing a new entrant into the market to be able to get good connection to all of it. This is why today we have more than 100% of SIM cards in Fiji than the population itself. Our penetration rate is something like 110%. In other words, there are more SIM cards in circulation in Fiji than the population in Fiji. A few years ago, you could not text somebody even for 50 cents. Now you're talking about 3 texts between midnight and 7 a.m. All of that actually has been facilitated, of course, through government laws, but also through the Commerce Commission. It plays a critical role, and I'd like to thank violence. And frankly, it's been unprecedented. The Commerce Commission prior to him was a bit of a dead weight. The intellectual input by him has in fact propelled the Commerce Commission to a different level altogether. And I'd like to also acknowledge the work of the staff. There has of course been a transition from PIB that got subsumed by the Commerce Commission. And of course these things go into a year. At the end of the day, you must understand that you play a very critical and critical role in terms of providing the robustness of the economy. You're not looking for your own personal benefit also. So I'd like to thank all of you for your work. You have a very important role to play. Please understand that your job is to facilitate. Your job obviously is to monitor, and the full brunt of the law needs to be brought down on people who do not adhere even after you told them that they need to adhere. But at the same time, we're here to ensure that we're not here to take any punitive action against people for the sake of taking punitive action. Chairman, thank you very much for your hard work in the direction and the leadership you provided. I'd like to thank you for your team also. And I wish you all a very, very happy New Year. It's about 15 days tonight. Thank you. Come, Jim. Unleash the potential.